couple of days to let it all soak in and to get ready and to refocus and reset for this, for the 200. She looked good in the qualifiers. Now it's finals time again. Addo, what's your take?
Well, she's certainly in a lane that she will always treasure, and that's lane 9. But what she needs here is very similar to the script that she needed for the 100. Have a better start and turn than she did in the semifinals, and then she's got to set a personal best just to contend with this field, because behind her, she has the fastest woman this year in Gabby Thomas, and 2 behind her, she has Julian Alfred, who is also dangerous. She's the NCAA champion, and she has a faster personal best. And that's before we talk about the fastest woman alive at 200, Shericka Jackson, who will be behind them all in lane 6.
Hey, Son, how about this as we look at Gabby Thomas of the United States? The U.S. women have not won a world championship at 200 meters since the great Allyson Felix in 2009.
That blows my mind to think of that stat.
It surprised me too.
That blows my mind. And Otto, you have kind of convinced me that Gabby Thomas could be a co-favorite in this event. She has the perfect lane draw out in lane 8. She can chase Sha'Carri, the weakest part of her race. She's going to be able to chase the world champion and then get on the straightaway quicker than anybody else and go to her strength, the final 100 meters. So could tonight be the night that the Team USA is restored as champion? We'll see.
I just feel like Gabby Thomas has not been challenged so far in a big race. She blew away U.S. Nationals, but this woman on your screen is the favorite for a reason. 21-4, disappointed in the 100. She has everything to run for here. And only Gabby Thomas has run faster this year at 200 meters.
And make no mistake about it.
And she's in 6.
Yeah.
She can see everybody in front of her.
29-year-old Jamaican wants a little bit of revenge on that woman right there, Sha'Carri Richardson, because Shericka Jackson thought for a second she had won the World 100-meter title. It didn't happen. She was shocked by Richardson. Here's Gabby Thomas. As Sonia told us, she's got fresh legs. No 100 for her.
Here's the NCAA champion, Alfred. Does she have one more big race in her?
Daryl Needer of Great Britain.
After making the Olympic 100 final, now she's made a world final.
This is Dina Asher-Smith, her teammate, who reigned supreme in 2019, but has had injury issues since. She was only 8th in the 100, so what can she do here? And also rounding out the field there, that's Mary Jose Talu. I mean, a picture of consistency, guys. She's been one of the best female sprinters in the world for over a decade. Unfortunately, was in that 4th spot again in the 100 meters, and a tough lane draw for her there in lane 2.
One thing is for sure, I feel like the medals are going to come from the outside lane.
We keep saying it. We haven't had a bad final yet in the field event or on the track, and this is guaranteed to be another.
Women's 200 final on the way. Shericka Jackson, Sha'Carri Richardson on the outside has already been passed. Here comes the world champion Jackson. Shericka Jackson into the home straight. She has put her stamp on this event. She's going to go back-to-back for Jamaica. The first is for lane 8, and she crosses in 21:41. Wow, that is a meet record.
She is now just 0.07 of a second away as Gabby Thomas gets the silver and Sha'Carri hands on for her 2nd medal at these Worlds.
That wasn't even close, Otto. And I could tell the way that she ran the 100, she was in the middle of the track, all of her chief competition in front of her, she executed to perfection. We just witnessed the 2nd fastest time ever run, and it was at a World Championship final. Oh my goodness, just phenomenal running for these women.
Look at Gabby Thomas. Her mouth is wide open. She can't believe it. It's Jamaica, the United States, and 0.4 of a second in sprinting is a mile.
That is as big
of a
margin of victory as you will see in a sprint event in history at these World Championships. We'll crunch the numbers, but wow, for a race that we thought, well, maybe somebody gets close. No contest, Jackson by a mile.
And that's the last time you convinced me to change my favorite. Shericka Jackson looked amazing, but Otto, you also called it. Sha'Carri Richardson would need to run a personal best, and she did, and she got a bronze medal. So she's leaving here with a gold and a bronze. This is a phenomenal first world championship for the young superstar.
So here's another look. Shericka Jackson, fourth from the left, was playing no games tonight. I think she would have been frustrated by her inability to win the 100. And man, she came off of that turn and it was goodbye rest of the world. Gabby Thomas tried to charge late, but that's a lot of space in between the Jamaican world champion from last year and the rest of the world. So she repeats and defends her title from Eugene. And the other women who run the 200 in the world, know now, if you are not ready to run 21.4, you have no chance to beat an in-shape Shericka Jackson.
And think about this, Otto. Shericka Jackson started out her career as a 400-meter runner. No one saw this coming. No one saw that she would step down, much like...
Starting from the decisive phase of the race, it becomes clear that Shericka Jackson approached the final with a precise understanding of her objectives and maximum focus. After the disappointment in the 100 meters, she didn't just recover mentally, she managed to transform that experience into additional motivation. This is evident in her execution. Every element of the race, from the curve to the final sprint, was performed almost flawlessly. What stands out most is her performance on the bend. This is exactly where Jackson created the decisive gap that often determines the outcome in sprinting. Unlike her competitors, she didn't just maintain pace, she gradually increased her advantage, effectively eliminating any real chance of a comeback. By the time the athletes entered the home straight, it was already clear that catching her would be nearly impossible. Gabby Thomas, despite delivering a strong finishing kick, was unable to close the gap. Her main strength, the second half of the race, was evident, but the deficit was simply too large. Still, her silver medal reflects consistency and a high level of performance. Sha'Carri Richardson also ran an impressive race, setting a personal best. For her, this result is especially significant as it reinforces her status as one of the world's top sprinters and highlights her continued progress. However, the key takeaway from this final is Jackson's complete dominance. The time gap between her and the rest of the field is enormous by sprinting standards. This was more than just a victory, it was a statement. Moreover, her time of 21.41 seconds, one of the fastest ever recorded, raises the bar for everyone else. It's now clear that to compete with Jackson, athletes must approach the 21.4 second mark, which is an elite benchmark in itself. Another important aspect is her career transformation. Jackson began as a 400-meter runner, and her transition to shorter sprint distances was not initially an obvious move. Yet through disciplined training, smart adjustments, and persistence, she not only adapted to the 200 meters but became one of the best in the world. This highlights her versatility and exceptional athletic ability. Overall, this final serves as a powerful example of how an athlete can not only handle pressure but also use setbacks as fuel for growth. Jackson's victory was no coincidence, it was the result of structured preparation, tactical maturity, and outstanding physical qualities. Furthermore, her performance sets the tone for future competitions and builds anticipation for her next appearances, where she will undoubtedly remain one of the central figures. Friends, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. This was Alexander, see you in the next episode.